Good morning, students. In SEM 2, next chapter is chemical equilibrium and acids bases. So now we will discuss about what is chemical equilibrium. Simple, we can say that chemical reaction is in equilibrium. Okay, so but it is explained as a definition: the state at which the rate of forward reaction equals to the rate of backward reaction is called chemical equilibrium. Okay. Next, there are many examples of chemical equilibrium. Okay, so best example, the equilibrium between oxygen molecules and hemoglobin plays an important role in transport and delivery of oxygen from lungs to our muscles. It is best example of chemical equilibrium. So in this chemical reaction takes place, but it is in equilibrium. Okay, so what happened here? So hemoglobin bind with oxygen molecule to form oxyhemoglobin. This is very important in our body. It takes place in our body. Okay, as well as another example, the equilibrium between carbon monoxide molecules and hemoglobin is responsible for toxicity of carbon monoxide. Okay, what happened here? Hemoglobin bind with carbon monoxide form carboxyhemoglobin, but this carboxyhemoglobin is preventing the oxygen carrying by hemoglobin. It is very harmful to our body. That's why here responsible for the toxicity of carbon monoxide. We mentioned that. Okay, dynamic equilibrium is very important. So what is the definition of dynamic equilibrium? We take a closed vessels. In this half of the vessel we take in water. Okay, after some time what happened here? These liquid molecules, that means water molecules in liquid phase undergo vapor phase, that is called vaporization. Okay, so initially more water molecules undergo vapor phase, but after certain time some water molecules in vapor phase going into the liquid phase by the condensation. Okay, at certain stage, so both are, that means rate of vaporization and the rate of condensation both are equal. That means equilibrium is established. Okay, what happened here? The H2O liquid phase and H2O gaseous phase is nothing but vapor phase. Okay, so here the rate of forward process is equal to the rate of backward process, resulting there is no net change in the composition or amount of the water molecules. Okay, so this is called dynamic equilibrium. So what happened here? Dynamic equilibrium, so both rates, that means rate of vaporization or rate of condensation, but simple we can say that rate of forward process is exactly equal to rate of backward process. Then that equilibrium is called dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic means here particles are moving. Here water particles are moving, but there is no net change takes place, because equal number of water molecules undergo vapor phase as well as the equal number of water molecules in vapor phase undergo liquid phase. Okay, that's why there is no net change takes place. That equilibrium is called dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic means particles are moving. So we observe that what happened, there is no net change in the composition even though there is a movement in both sides. So liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid, both sides particles movements are there, but there is no net change because equal number of water molecules present. So what happened here? For example, you take a graph, it is a taken time and the concentration and y-axis. What happened? It is a reactant concentration and the product concentration. So after certain time the reactants concentration gradually decreases as well as product concentration increases. At certain stage equilibrium will be established. That means the rate of forward process is exactly equal to rate of backward process. Okay, after reaching of equilibrium it will be continuous. So that equilibrium is called dynamic equilibrium, but concentration is constant. So now equilibrium in physical process. Okay, it is also called phase transformation process. Substance undergo different phase transition process. Example, solid to liquid, liquid to gas, solid to gas. These are different types of phase transformation process. So first we will discuss solid liquid equilibrium. So to understand solid liquid equilibrium, let's do small activity. So what happens if we keep ice and water in a perfectly insulated thermos flask at 273 Kelvin and atmospheric pressure? What happened? For example, what happened here? If we keep ice and water in perfectly insulated thermos flask, it is a thermos flask, at 273 Kelvin and atmospheric pressure, we can say that both are in equilibrium. Okay, what is ice and water? Both are in equilibrium. That is nothing but both are in dynamic equilibrium, as well as the mass of ice and water do not change and the temperature remains constant. So these situations and these circumstances indicates ice and water are in dynamic equilibrium. So here what happened? Water solid phase, the water liquid phase. So here rate of melting is exactly equal to rate of freezing. So we observe in that some points are observed. So both opposing process occur simultaneously and at the same rate. The rate of melting and the rate of freezing, both processes occurs in opposite as well as the same rate. And the amount or mass of ice and water remain constant even though there is a movement in both sides. Okay, so that indicates the equilibrium is in dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so now define the melting point. What is the melting point? For any fused substance at atmospheric pressure, the temperature at which the solid and liquid phases are at equilibrium is called normal melting point or normal freezing point. Okay, so this is information about solid liquid equilibrium. So now another phase transformation process, liquid vapor equilibrium. To understand liquid vapor equilibrium, let's do an experiment. What is the experiment here? Place anhydrous calcium chloride for a few hours in a transparent box. It is a transparent box with a U-tube containing the mercury. It is mercury. So this arrangement is called manometer. Okay, and this will what happen, anhydrous calcium chloride, it is also called drying agent. So this will soak up all the moisture in the box. So after few hours, remove the drying agent by tittling the box and quickly place a petri dish containing water or watch glass containing water. What happened here? Observations. The mercury in the manometer rises slowly and then attains a constant value. Okay, so here what happened, the mercury levels rising slowly and after some times it is a constant value. Okay, this is because the pressure inside the manometer increased due to addition of water molecule into the vapor phase. What happened here? So whenever this water undergo vapor phase, this mercury level increases. Okay, and finally it reaches an equilibrium where there is no net evaporation or condensation, because here the water and the vapor both are in equilibrium. The mercury level contain a constant value. Okay, and what is the conclusion here? Equilibrium is reached when the rate of evaporation is exactly equal to rate of condensation. Already we know that. So both rates are equal. That equilibrium is called dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the water molecules at given temperature remain constant and is called the equilibrium vapor pressure of water. So this vapor exerts some pressure. That pressure is called equilibrium vapor pressure of water. The vapor pressure of water increases with temperature. When the temperature increases, this escaping of water molecule increases. In vapor phase, the water molecules increases. That means vapor pressure increases. Okay, that's why temperature increases, the vapor pressure is also increases. At the same time, different liquids have different equilibrium vapor pressure. The liquid with higher vapor pressure is more volatile and has a lower boiling point. Okay. So let us understand the concept with a simple experiment. That experiment, what happened here? Expose 3 Petri dishes containing 1 ml of each acetone water ethyl alcohol to the atmosphere. Okay, if you take 3 watch glasses, so in each glass taken 1 ml of acetone water and ethyl alcohol to the atmosphere. So repeat the experiment with the different liquid volumes in a warmer room. What happened? Some observations are there. The liquid disappears and the time taken for complete evaporation of each liquid differs, because here some liquids having high vapor pressure, some liquids having low vapor pressure. If liquids having high vapor pressure, that means more volatile and having a low boiling point. If a comparison of acetone and the water, the acetone is easily evaporate, that means more volatile and having a low boiling point comparing with water. Okay. So conclusion, what happened here? The time taken for completion evaporation of the liquid depends upon the nature of the liquid and the amount of the liquid and the temperature. If the temperature increases, that means evaporation is also increases. Okay. Open system. If you take an open system, what happen? If it is equilibrium will be attained or not, we will discuss. Okay. When a watch glass is kept in open vessel, what happen? The rate of evaporation remain constant, but the liquid molecules are dispersed into the large volume of room. So consequently, the rate of evaporation is higher than the rate of condensation. Okay, that's why in open system do not reach an equilibrium. In open system, equilibrium will not be attained, because here the rate of evaporation is high comparing with the rate of condensation. Okay, but we will take in closed system. What happened? Water and water vapor are in equilibrium at atmospheric pressure and temperature. So in which what happened? Equal number of water molecules evaporation from liquid to vapor and equal number of water molecules from vapor to liquid. So both are equal. So that's why in closed system equilibrium is attained. So now define the boiling point. For any pure liquid at 1 atmospheric pressure and the temperature at which the liquid and vapor are at equilibrium is called normal boiling point of the liquid. The water boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade at atmospheric pressure. The boiling point of liquids depends on the atmospheric pressure. So boiling point decreases at high altitudes. So last one, in physical transformation process, solid vapor equilibrium. So what happens if we place solid iodine in a closed vessel? After some times, the vessel filled with violet color of vapor, and color intensity increases with the time. After certain time, the intensity of color becomes constant, and at this stage equilibrium is attained. So here what happened here? Iodine is solid, undergo iodine is vapor, so vice versa. So this equilibrium is dynamic equilibrium because equal number of iodine solid molecules undergo vapor as well as the equal number of iodine molecules in vapor phase undergo solid. That's why equilibrium is dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so example, so here the rate of sublimation is exactly equal to rate of condensation and the intensity is always constant. So Camper solid and the Camper vapor, it is also example for solid vapor equilibrium. Ammonium chloride solid and ammonium chloride vapor. So this is the information about equilibrium in physical process.